Stop. Look at your hands. Look at your life. You are exhausted, aren't you? Not physically. Soul exhausted. You have done everything right. You followed the script. You were kind when they were cruel. You were generous when they were greedy. You stayed silent when you should have screamed. You told yourself that being the bigger person would eventually pay off. That the universe keeps score. That if you just gave enough of yourself, the world would finally give something back. But it didn't. In fact, the opposite happened. The more you gave, the more they took. The more you forgave, the more they offended. You are not respected. You are used. You are not a priority. You are an option. And deep down, in the quiet corners of your mind, where you don't like to look, you know exactly why you have mistaken weakness for virtue. Niccolo Machiavelli, the man history painted as a villain, actually knew the secret that could save you. He wrote it down 500 years ago, a warning written in blood and ink. He saw that in a world of wolves, the man who plays the sheep doesn't get into heaven. He gets eaten. Today, we are going to perform a surgery on your personality. It will be painful. It will require you to kill the version of yourself that seeks approval. But I promise you this, by the end of this video, you will understand why your goodness is actually your greatest liability, and you will learn how to transform it from a chain that binds you into a weapon that serves you. But first, you must admit that the way you are living is not working. You are bleeding out, and no one is coming to save you. Let's begin. Here is the brutal truth about human nature. We do not attack what is strong. We attack what is safe to attack. When you are relentlessly good, when you are always agreeable, always available, always forgiving, you are not signaling virtue. You are signaling safety. You are broadcasting a frequency that predators pick up on immediately. You are telling the world, there is no cost to hurting me. Think about the people in your life who get the most respect. Are they the nicest? Are they the ones who apologize for taking up space? No, the people who command respect are the ones who have boundaries. The ones who are capable of saying no without an explanation. The ones who, if crossed, will make you regret it. Machiavelli famously said, "A man who wants to act virtuously in every way necessarily comes to grief among so many who are not virtuous." This isn't cynicism. It is mechanics. If you walk into a cage of hyenas and offer them your hand, they will not shake it. They will tear it off. And it is not because they are evil. It is because they are hungry and you made yourself food. You have likely convinced yourself that your lack of boundaries is a sign of your moral superiority. You tell yourself, "I don't fight back because I am peaceful." Wrong. You don't fight back because you are harmless. And there is a massive difference between being peaceful and being harmless. A harmless man is not capable of violence, so his peace is not a choice. It is a lack of options. A peaceful man is a monster who keeps his sword sheathed. He could destroy you. He chooses not to. That is virtue. That is power. If you cannot be dangerous, you cannot be good. You are just weak. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments to signal the shift has begun. I am done being harmless. Let's talk economics, not money. The economics of you. The fundamental law of value is scarcity. Gold is valuable because it is rare. Air is vital. But it is free because it is everywhere. What happens when you are always available? What happens when you answer the text in 3 seconds? What happens when you drop your own priorities to fix someone else's mistake? What happens when your yes is automatic? You flood the market with your presence. You cause hyperinflation of your own value. When you are always there, people stop seeing you as a gift. They start seeing you as a utility like running water or electricity. You only notice the electricity when it goes off. As long as it works, you don't thank the outlet. You just plug in and drain it. You have become the outlet. Machiavelli understood that a leader or any person of power must maintain a certain distance. Contempt, he noted, is the thing most to be avoided. And nothing breeds contempt faster than familiarity without boundaries. By being good all the time, you have made your kindness cheap. You give it to people who haven't earned it. You give it to people who disrespect you. You give it to people who give nothing back, and because it costs them nothing to get your help, they value your help at exactly the price they paid, 0. To reclaim your power, you must manufacture scarcity. You must withdraw. You must become harder to reach. You must make your yes expensive. When you say no, you're not being mean. You're raising your stock price. You're teaching people that access to your energy is a privilege, not a right. And watch what happens. The moment you pull back, the moment you stop over-functioning, the moment you let them fail without rescuing them, suddenly they will start looking for you. They will call you changed. They will say you are acting different. Good. Let them wonder. This is the darkest pill to swallow. You believe that if you save people, they will love you. You believe that your generosity creates loyalty. It does not. It creates debt. And people hate being in debt. When you constantly solve other people's problems, when you play the savior, you are not just helping them. You are humiliating them. You are subconsciously signaling I am competent, and you are not. I can handle this, and you cannot. At first they are grateful. Thank you so much. They say, I don't know what I'd do without you. But time passes that gratitude turns into dependency, and dependency breeds resentment. No one likes to feel helpless. No one likes to feel like a child who needs a parent to tie their shoes. Go to protect their own ego. They will begin to resent the very hand that feeds them. They will find flaws in the way you helped. They will say you are controlling or condescending. They will bite you. Machiavelli saw this clearly in the courts of Italy. He watched princes buy loyalty with gifts, only to be betrayed by the very men they enriched. Why? Because the beneficiary eventually wants to prove. They don't need the benefactor. The only way to prove their independence is to destroy the person who helped them. If you are the fixer in your family or friend group, stop. You are robbing them of their own struggle. You are stealing the lessons they need to learn to become strong, and you are making yourself the villain of their story. True goodness is not carrying someone else's burden. It is letting them carry it even if they stumble. It is respecting them enough to let them suffer the consequences of their own actions. Stop trying to buy love with servitude. It is a currency that has no value in the real world. Here is where we look in the mirror. You say you are a good person. You say you give without expecting anything in return. You are lying. We all have what psychologists call covert contracts. These are silent agreements you have made in your head with other people. But you never told them about it. The contract looks like this. I will listen to your problems for 3 hours, and in exchange, you will ask me how my day was. I will work late and cover your shift, and in exchange, you will respect me and promote me. I will sacrifice my happiness for you, and in exchange, you will never leave me. But here is the problem. They never signed the contract. They don't even know the contract exists. So, when they don't ask about your day, or when they promote the loud guy who does half the work, or when they leave you, you feel betrayed, you feel cheated. You scream after everything I did for you, and they look at you confused because they didn't ask you to do everything. You did that to yourself. This goodness is not charity. It is manipulation. You are trying to control how people treat you by overgiving. You are trying to guilt-trip the world into loving you, and it never works. Machiavelli advises us to see things as they are, not as they should be. The reality is that people act in their own self-interest. If you give without setting terms, they will take. That is not malice. That is gravity. Tear up the covert contracts. If you do something, do it because you genuinely want to with zero expectation of a return. If you cannot do that, don't do it. If you want something, ask for it. If you have a price, name it. I can help you with this project, but I need you to handle the client meeting. I can listen for 10 minutes, but then I need to get back to work. Clear terms, no hidden debts, no silent resentment. This is how a strategic person operates. This is how you stop being a victim of your own expectations. Machiavelli's most famous metaphor is the lion and the fox. The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps and a lion to frighten wolves. Most good people are neither. They are sheep. They have no claws to fight the lion, and no cunning to see the trap, the fox. They just graze blindly hoping the butcher doesn't come today. To survive and to actually do good in the world, you must integrate your shadow. This brings us to the concept of strategic cruelty. It sounds horrific. It sounds like everything you are against. But listen closely. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to be cruel. If a surgeon cuts you open with a knife, is he attacking you? No. He is inflicting trauma to save your life. If he was too nice to cut your skin, you would die. His cruelty is strategic. It serves a higher purpose in your life. You must learn to wield the scalpel. Cutting a toxic friend out of your life is not mean. It is strategic cruelty to protect your peace. Firing an employee who destroys the team's morale is not mean. It is strategic cruelty to save the business. Breaking up with someone you don't love is not mean. It is strategic cruelty to stop wasting their time. The nice person drags these things out. They avoid the conflict. They let the toxicity spread because they don't want to be the bad guy. And in doing so, they cause 100 times more suffering. The Machiavellian acts swiftly. If the limb is gangrenous, cut it off. Do it cleanly. Do it quickly. Do not saw at the bone. You need to develop the stomach for short, term conflict to achieve long-term peace. You need to be willing to be disliked today so you can be respected tomorrow. Society conditions you to be a sheep because sheep are easy to look at the messages you were fed since childhood. Turn the other cheek. Don't rock the boat. Be a good boy. Be a nice girl. Who benefits from that programming? Not you. Your boss benefits. Your government benefits. The marketers benefit. The toxic family members benefit. They need you to be compliant. They need you to be afraid of asserting yourself. They weaponize your own morality against you. When you try to set a boundary, what do they say? Oh, so you're too good for us now. You've changed. I thought you were a kind person. That is a trap. That is them using your desire to be good as a leash to pull you back into submission. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." He taught that you should appear virtuous. Yes, maintain the social graces. Be polite. Smile. But do not let the mask become your face. Behind the smile, you must be calculating. Behind the politeness, you must be observing. You must learn to dissociate from the label of good person. It is a cage. If someone calls you selfish for protecting your time, agree with them. Yes, I am being selfish with my time right now. If someone calls you cold for not reacting to their drama, look at them and say nothing. Do not defend your character to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. The moment you start explaining, "No, I'm really a nice person," you have lost. You have handed them the power to judge you. Take the gavel out of their hands. Judge yourself. Let's talk about the physics of goodness. Energy is finite. You wake up with a certain amount of fuel in the tank. Every interaction, every decision, every favor, every emotional reaction burns fuel. The problem with the pathological good person is that they have a hole in their tank. They leak energy everywhere. They worry about what the barista thinks. They worry about an email they sent 3 days ago. They take on the emotional weight of their partner's bad mood. By 20:00 p.m., they are empty. They are running on fumes. And who gets the worst version of you? The people who actually matter. You give your best energy to strangers and co-workers. And you come home to your spouse and children exhausted, irritable, and hollow. You snap at the people you love because you spent all your patience on people you don't even like. Is that good? Is that virtue? No, it is negligence. You are neglecting your primary duties to service secondary characters. To be truly good, to be a pillar for your family, a leader for your community, a creator of value, you must be ruthlessly selfish with your energy. You must hoard it, guard it like a dragon guards gold. You must learn the power of the strategic no. Every time you say no to something that doesn't matter, you are saying yes to something that does. No to the draining happy hour is yes to the gym. No to the favor is yes to your project. No to the drama is yes to your peace. Machiavelli advised the prince to be stingy with his own money so that he wouldn't have to rob his subjects later. Be stingy with your energy now so you don't rob your loved ones of your presence later. So how do we fix this? How do we stop being the victim without becoming the villain? We move from blind goodness to strategic goodness. Blind goodness is naive. It gives because it feels it has to. It has no boundaries. It is based on fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of conflict. Strategic goodness is a choice. It gives because it decides to. It has iron walls. It is based on strength. Here is your new operating system. Trust actions, never words. Machiavelli knew that men are liars. Stop listening to what people say they will do. Look at what they have done. Patterns never lie. Make them earn it. Stop giving the VIP treatment to general admission people. Let people prove their loyalty before you give them your vulnerability. Weaponize silence. When someone disrespects you, do not argue. Do not explain. Silence is an amplifier. It makes them sit in the discomfort of their own behavior. Be willing to walk away. The person who is most willing to walk away holds all the power in the negotiation. If you need them, they own you. If you choose them, you own yourself. This path is not easy. When you start setting boundaries, people will get angry. They will try to shame you back into the box. They will tell you that you've become arrogant. Let them. Their anger is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is a sign that you are finally doing something right. You are breaking the pattern. You are disrupting the system that fed on you. You will feel guilty. Your old programming will scream at you. Fix it. Apologize. Smooth it over. Do not listen. Sit in the fire. Let the guilt burn. It is just the weakness leaving your body. Machiavelli was not telling us to be evil. He was telling us to be effective. There is no glory in being a martyr. There is no award for being the person who endured the most disrespect. The graveyard is full of nice people who never lived their own lives because they were too busy living for everyone else. The cost of being a good person by society's definition is your self-respect. It is your potential. It is your life. That price is too high. You can be kind. You can be generous. You can be loving. But you must do it from a position of power, not servitude. You must be a king or a queen who grants favors, not a servant who owes them. The world needs good people, but it needs strong, good people. It needs people who have teeth, but choose to smile. It needs you to wake up. So make the choice right now. Are you going to continue to be food for the wolves? Or are you going to become the creature that the wolves fear? The door is open. The chains are unlocked. You just have to stand up and walk through. If you are ready to stop being used and start being respected, if you are ready to master the dark psychology of power, subscribe to this channel. We do not deal in comforting lies here. We deal in the cold, hard truths that build empires. And finally, drop this affirmation in the comments to seal this pact with yourself. I am no longer prey. Thank you for watching. Now go and sharpen your claws.